One. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another exciting episode of uh, Delusions of Grandeur, where myself and Boris, all the way from Croatia, hello, my friend.
Hi, hello.
Uh, we decided to go on about a couple of short films. The first of which is from 2018. It ran a festival circuit from Hungary, which is not too far from you. So,
Indeed.
the film is called Vulpes, and I not too recently just got my copy of the short film. It's about 8 minutes. It's directed by Benjamin Helmeczi. It is his first short film attempt, and it is in English as well as several other languages. So, what were your first impressions of this particular film? I know you heard a little bit about it beforehand, but now having seen it twice, uh, what did you think about it?
Well, first of all, I have to say I'm pretty impressed by these actors speaking English. I mean, if they are from Hungary, English is not their first language, so they seem like pretty good English speakers to me. And I mean, I know what that's like, as English is not my first language either, and you probably realize that since we began doing these movie discussions, I think my spoken English has improved a bit. So I know that it takes some effort to learn to speak English so well. So I have to pay these actors respect for that.
Well, I do believe that the voice of the victim, who was played by Zabalks Kiliman, at least that's how I pronounce it. um, I believe that is his English voice, but the other man who plays Vulpes, who is played by If Jelek Pal or Pale, um, his voice was actually dubbed in there. Um,
Oh,
so by another English actor, but there were two actors involved in this particular film. So why don't I go into a um, small synopsis of what this film is about before I go into my
uh,
first impressions of this film.
yeah, I haven't discussed the plot yet, but okay, read the synopsis and then I will give my impressions of the story.
Yep. Animal abuse is not something that you can get away with. A fine or a jail sentence. At least that's what IMDb says.
Yeah.
So, what did you think about the plot and the overall idea behind it?
Well, first of all, from what, as far as I understood, this movie seems to be unfinished. Like it's only 8 minutes long, and some characters are mentioned, and we don't get to find out much about them. So I got the impression that the movie was originally intended to be longer than it eventually turned out to be, but. As far as we did get to see, I would say it's a very morally debatable story. Like, on one hand, I definitely agree that animal cruelty is a big problem in our world, and it's a crime that doesn't really get punished enough, which is why it keeps happening over and over again. And I do think. Punishments for animal cruelty should be much more severe than they are. But in
I
this particular case, I'm sorry,
I said I agree.
thank you. But in this particular case, I think it's debatable whether this particular character who got captured by Vulpes, whether he deserved it or not, because from what I understood, he killed an animal in self-defense or while defending a member of his family or something like that, if I understood correctly.
Um, that's debatable as well. From what I understood myself, because he and before I go into my first impressions, ladies and gentlemen, spoiler alert.
Uh, yeah.
um, we are definitely probably going to spoil the shit out of this film, so definitely see the film yourself. Right now, it is on YouTube to see for free. It is roughly about 8 minutes, so definitely check it out. That being said, um, and I am an executive producer on the effort as well, so maybe my opinion or thoughts might be a little biased. But that being said, I liked the idea and concept behind this film, and going forward with that concept, there was another person that was supposedly referred to. We don't know their name or anything like that, but the victims said, "You know, it won't be long till he finds you."
Mm,
To Vulpes, which is this mysterious character that seems to be going out and enacting vengeance on those who enact cruelty against animals of any kind. That is the now. Do you happen to know what Vulpes means at all in the language of
uh,
Hungary, or no?
I think that's a Latin word for a fox.
Okay. Well, that being said, maybe he's going out and using that name to become this like anti-hero enacting justice on those that normally don't get anything, no matter whether it was in self-defense or not. The animal died, so um, I think there is some kind of injustice that might have been done to maybe animals that he's known in the past, which
Uh,
is why he's. And from what I understand, there's a criminal organization attached to this victim. So I had an assumption or a feeling that this man had been working for another, and which is why he ended up in the situation that he did to begin with. But we don't get that story. We get this story where this man wakes up in an unknown place with all kinds of articles related to the killing of this animal, and he in fact is tricked into a bear trap. What do you think about the surroundings of this man? Would you like to wake up in that?
no, I wouldn't like to wake up in that situation. But yeah, it was definitely very well done, very well put together, and uh, fairly realistic, I would say.
Oh yeah. Um, One would not want to get their hands stuck in a bear trap of any kind.
Oh,
Uh, uh, uh,
yeah,
I mean, that was kind of tricky, putting a phone in the middle of that thing, kind of like a cheese in a mouse trap, kind of a thing.
uh, yeah, yeah, definitely. But now that you say it, it makes me wonder. Remind me, please. The guy's arms and legs were not tied up, right?
uh, Correct. I don't think they were. He just woke up in the room, and in the room was the man called Vulpes, and he was trying to figure out what the hell he was gonna do to him, and why he was there. you know.
Yeah,
So
yeah, but before Vulpes arrived, now I'm wondering, while I was watching the movie, I didn't think of that, but now it occurred to me. The guy could have taken his shoe off and tried to knock his phone out of the bear trap so that he doesn't put his hand there.
true, but his first instinct was to try and grab it himself, the fool that he was. So um, to me, he could have done a lot of things, but um, the first thing that humans do in a situation like that is react to instinct. And in a sense, because he woke up like an animal and got trapped like an animal, his instincts were that of an animal, which is why, in a sense, why he talked about that tennis ball, and that tennis ball might have been that dog's.
Oh, good point.
So when he threw the tennis ball to him, he was treating him like an animal. uh, my first impressions of this, well, when Benjamin was going around looking for money for it, I decided to help him out because I wanted to um, it was his first project. He sounded very excited about it. It's just he was coming short on funds, and I had the funds at the time to somewhat help him out. My only problem with him is that he wanted to get all of it paid for by others. It didn't seem like he had. It seemed like he wanted to rely on others to fund his film. The thing that I told him at the time, having experience being a producer, is that sometimes your first effort would probably be a little better if you funded some of it yourself as well. If you put as much into it as others were, if you put up some collateral, just like others were for you, I guarantee you probably might be able to get more money. But it is what is, and he came. I mean, he had some setbacks, and he finally got the film, accomplished. Wasn't getting a lot of money himself, and I understand that. But I still feel like as a filmmaker, you should put some money in yourself. So that being said, about that production angle or whatnot, he did, and the fact that it turned out the way it did, and the fact that he's got a very cool soundtrack to it. That's actually composed music that you hear in the background.
Yeah,
He actually put money.
yeah, that was pretty good.
He put money into getting someone to compose that. So um, that's a lot of times independent people make their own music. So,
Well, yeah,
but
you make a good point. Yes.
oh, I'm just getting soda
Oh,
from my
that's
fiance.
cool.
So, but in any case, yeah, I really liked the way it turned out. I know that there's going to be at least one more short film and a possible feature made about this particular short film, but I was impressed with the location. I was impressed with the fact that he was able to get some language barriers crossed, and so on and so forth. So, what did you think about? Why don't you continue with your impressions of the film?
First of all, if you are
I think you're having a glitch or something like that, so give it a moment. Hello? Can you hear me? So, ladies and gentlemen, sorry about the trouble we're having. Sometimes we have um, different things happen uh, where there are connection problems. But yeah, it seems like the floor of the place that was used. And let me see if I can figure out where, at which location it was. Um, and I know it was filmed in Hungary. I'm gonna see if it says where in Hungary. Let's see. No, it does not. But here we have.
hello.
Hey,
I'm
sorry
sorry
about that,
about
ladies and gentlemen.
yeah, I'm sorry about this. My internet connection isn't very good right now. I got disconnected, so I hope it will work now. Uh,
Well,
uh,
maybe Vulpes tried to get you.
well, I
you
hope
didn't
not. I
you didn't
didn't.
hurt any animals anytime soon, did you?
No, no, definitely not.
Whew, sweet. At least you didn't get sent after you. But
Yeah.
anyways, so what did you were confused a little bit about this short film a little bit. Why? Um, uh, uh, is there a way that the director could have explained it a little better? Maybe to you. Did you hear that? Hello. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, we are experiencing technical difficulties. But hello, can you hear me?
Hello, do you hear
Hold on. Uh, I heard you a moment, but then it seems like here I'm gonna remove you, and then you can come back in. Sorry about this, ladies and gentlemen. He's from a far off distance from Croatia, which
uh,
okay, now I can see you.
I'm
But I'm still having some audio technical difficulties with you, and your video seems to be straying just a little bit. It's like you're in slow motion.
I'm
Okay, let's try it
sorry.
again. Oh,
Yeah, I don't know what's happening. I tried to disconnect it. I'm not if it will work now. We will have to see. So, what was the last thing you said before this? Yeah.
let's see if the last thing that I said was what did you think about the location and what did you think about what he was doing to him, the victim, Vulpes?
Well, like I said before, generally, I else deserve more justice than they get, and that animal cruelty really should be punished more severely than it is. But case, I'm not sure if this particular character deserved what he got, because as far as we heard, he killed that animal in self-defense or while defending a family member or something like that, if I understood correctly.
Or so the victim says.
Uh,
Or so the victim says. I mean, all we know is
well,
he
yeah,
said.
good point. Uh, yeah, as far as we know, so that's a good point too.
But
Well,
go ahead.
uh, would fight too. So
Okay. Well,
hello.
yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay, so I was saying, yes, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you?
Sorry about this, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I'm sorry too. So what I was trying to say is, killing in self-defense is, after all, something that it's tragic when it happens. Understandable, it's natural. If that its baby, it would fight back as well. So if something does that, it's to it's tragic if it's a natural reaction.
Well, yeah,
So
especially when there are people that take animals and they literally fight them against other animals, you know, and abuse them to no end. I mean, there are people who just aren't able to deal with animals' reactions to things. I've seen people who I've known who have abused some animals, and I mean, it's their animal, so I can't really tell them stop doing that, you know. But on the other hand, you know, you wish you could do something for some of these animals that are in people's homes, and some of them look thin as fuck, like some people don't feed them, you know. So
well, absolutely never approve of people who actually commit animal cruelty much more than they get.
oh yeah. Have you had any animals, or does your family have any animals? I know I've got an 8 pound fur ball that's technically hers, and her name is Sassy. And then I also have a turtle. So
Oh, Well, I've had multiple animals throughout my life. Now we have this male cat named Dave. Also had his father for many years, but
Ah, yeah, cats are easier to maintain.
yeah. Well,
So, what did you think about the music behind this short film?
oh, it was pretty good. This suspenseful instrumental background, it adding to the atmosphere of the movie. It was pretty good.
Yeah, I thought so too. I mean, I'm just trying to pull up the IMDb page here for a moment, just to see if I can see what just to say something on here.
Uh, I'm sorry,
Sound
I think I should. Yes?
The sound was done by Peter Van A. The music was done by George Alex from Alex Pictures. So that's who did the music. But if you, but in any case, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening to. I think that's all the time we have for this discussion. Thank you for listening. Have a great day, evening, or morning, wherever you are. Appreciate your time spent here on our page. And I don't know if you can say good afternoon or evening. Appreciate you taking a gander and taking a listen to our discussion. We just had a lot of technical difficulties on this particular audio, so I apologize. So, in any case, thank you for listening and good afternoon.
Uh, yeah, well, I'm really sorry about these technical issues dealing with. We were we were supposed to discuss one more movie, but now
And
it's
we
really
are still. I'll set up a link for that one as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, stay
oh,
tuned for one more discussion if we can. Hopefully, we'll be able to do so
yeah.
without technical difficulties. But
Yeah, I'll go downstairs and reset my router issue.
sounds good. If anything, say goodnight.
Thank you. Yeah, good.
All right.